Nixon, believe it or not, that revived the legitimacy of Black capitalism. In 1968, take a look at this advertisement he placed in the Black cultural magazine Jet Magazine. He wrote, "A vote for Richard Nixon for president is a vote for a man who wants Homer to have the chance to own his own business." Richard Nixon believed strongly in Black capitalism because Black capitalism is Black power in the best sense of the word. It's the key to the Black man's fight for equality, for a piece of the action. And it was under Nixon that the Small Business Administration first started targeting Black entrepreneurs for federal assistance. You may be laughing, but this cynical maneuver brought Nixon some unlikely support from prominent Black figures. People like James Brown, the NFL star and supposed militant Jim Brown, and Sammy Davis Jr. all endorsed Nixon in 1972. In fact, at an event during his re-election campaign, Malcolm X's widow, Betty Shabazz, was in attendance of all people. But there was another Nixon supporter who attempted one of the biggest experiments in Black capitalism, and that was Floyd McKissick. McKissick was a leader of CORE, the Congress of Racial Equality, which coordinated some of the most iconic civil disobedience actions of the civil rights movement, like the Freedom Rides. McKissick left CORE in the late 1960s, and he started McKissick Enterprises and pursued the building of Soul City. Soul City was supposed to be a town built by Black wealth and for Black people.
Black people want to have the choice to live where they want to.
A Negro leader today announced plans for creation of a Black-built, Black-owned town to be called Soul City in North Carolina.
In this new town, persons will be able to control their own destinies.
Seeing this whole thing being transformed was the most liberating thing I've ever experienced in my lifetime.
Affordable housing, people were going to get jobs. That's what made sense back then. We thought we had a very good plan in place, and the question then was how we could execute any of it. Even as President Nixon on down, we were trying to make a case that they were very supportive. On the ground, we didn't have the dollars.
Soul City failed because even this capitalist project needed massive investments from the federal government to succeed, and that investment wasn't there. Ironically, in order to make this symbol of Black independence work, McKinney...
Before you get started, NG, I'd like to start by saying this dude is some dry ass shit. Paul, you are dry. And go ahead, NG. I'll let you go first after that.
J. Cole brother. I thought he was J. Cole brother. He started talking.
He's dry. He's salty and cracker dry. Like, I need some fucking water or some juice or some wine or some shit to fucking push this shit down my throat. Go ahead, MG. You go first.
This is painful, even though I've been in and out. And this is the thing. He's framing this as if we're making this mistake for trying to access the American dream. You see what I mean? This is victim blaming. He's admitting that the federal government should have put funds into this, just like they did for Levittown in Pennsylvania.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. Like they did for everybody else. And he's framing it as if we were foolish to try to access the American dream. And that to me is some foul shit, right? First of all, fuck him for trying to frame it this way. Second of all, what does he think he's going to accomplish? He's not going to turn Black folks into socialists or communists with this rhetoric, because the only people who's going to listen to him are the people that are on his side already, right? And when you frame it as if, yeah, you guys fucked up, but by thinking you should get everything everybody else got, that's a fucked up way to frame it. That is it's infantilization of our community. And then they wonder why we don't fuck with them. Jesus Christ, this is horrible. John, what you got, man?
Nah, man, you're right. I mean, this shit, he's terrible. J. Cole, bastard brother. That's why he bugging out, man, because when he just showed this clip and within this context of Soul City and everything like that, and then it got down to like we ain't had a capital. All this made me think like, damn, in the late '60s and early '70s, he really should have went hard for reparations in the Black agenda right then. Like that was the time for real. That was the time. Like, what's wrong with having all Black? You know?
Yeah, we shouldn't let him get off the mat. We shouldn't let him get off the mat for sure.
Yeah, I was like, this was the time, like real shit, like earn of
Yeah,
action.
but remember,
That
they
was the
just
time.
blown everybody's brains out. So a lot of
Yeah.
people were like, yeah,
That is
voting is
also
enough.
true.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
is
for
also
those.
true.
Thank you for these voting rights. I'd like to keep
Yeah,
my brains in my head.
For
and
real.
that is a fair point.
That's it.
All
Mike,
right,
you got
Mud, let him
something?
have it.
No, I mean, it's basically y'all said it because I mean, look, we're trying to deal with the society that we're actually living in. Like, you can't keep selling motherfuckers like these pipe dreams that you haven't fleshed out yourselves, and you're not even in a position to even try to flesh it out if you could. I mean, if you wanted to, like, so yeah, obviously, like, motherfuckers are going to deal with the tools that they have. The problem is that like they're trying to make something out of nothing. And that's the problem that we're running into. No one wants to deal with the fact that we don't have anything, and socialism isn't going to change that for us. Like, it's just going to make sure that we're stuck in this position where we have to be the workers, where there are still going to be people who have resources because they had it from the old times,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're going to be in a new system where we're going to have to live this socialist experience, and we're not going to have any other options.
Yeah, I think I agree, Mud. That these folks, when every time I watch this shit, I mean, we all recognize we're bored with these arguments, but it seems like they're getting worse and worse and worse. It seems like they're running so hard from our reparations or our repair that they're forming arguments that don't make sense on any level. And this is a patently racist argument. Why would you make an argument that has no logical grounding, and it infantilizes and minimizes the plight of the people who you're trying to talk to? Either you're trying to talk to white supremacists, or you're trying to confirm that white supremacy is a good path for the rest of the people.
But that's what the left does, right? The left always courts white supremacists in lieu of black people.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sam. That's a very good point.
So why would they change just because they moved further left? Like, they're still not our friends or our allies.
Not at all.
And never will be at this point.
I don't see it happening. Like, people remember that dude was the inner mind's eye. He was all in his feelings when I said that the coalitions are to be built to the right. But to be honest, I'd rather deal with a racist who doesn't like black people, but it's like, if you take your money and go over there, I'll go over here. We can all live in peace. I'll take that over the leftist who is like, well, I love black people, but fuck you niggers getting anything. Sorry. Like, I'm gonna take my shit and run. Like, I don't care if the racist stays racist. Like, my goal is not to end racism in my lifetime. I don't believe that we can end racism in my lifetime. I think we can end it in my grandchildren's lifetime, maybe, if we start making steps now. But no, it's not going to happen overnight. Old racist people and young racist people. Remember, you got 16, 17, 18-year-old white kids on fucking TikTok talking about niggers. Like, let's keep it a buck. So no, I don't think it's going to change overnight. And that's not my goal. My goal is for you to give me and my family my fucking money so we can go and do what we want with it. And I'll tell you this, a lot of us ain't trying to move next to y'all. A lot of us are going to go try to build our own shit somewhere and have a good little life, because that's what we want. We want peace. And living with y'all isn't always peaceful.
Yeah, I think because people overrate the draw of living with white people. The bottom line is that they have more resources, they have better schools, and they more than likely have clean running water. You know what I mean?
You're not so worried about getting lead in your water when you live next to a bunch of white people. Let's keep that a buck.
Exactly. It's not that they're so special to live next to. It's just the fact that this is where you're pretty much close to being guaranteed of having a decent life is your physical proximity to white people, not the whiteness, but to white people, because they're going to make sure they get everything they're supposed to get, and America's going to listen.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got anything before we move on?
No, I'm good. I'm ready to keep it pushing if y'all are.
Soul City failed because even this capitalist project needed massive investments from the federal government to succeed, and that investment wasn't there. Ironically, in order to make this symbol of Black independence work, McKinnock had to beg Nixon and other powerful white men for the money to make it possible. But even if the investment was there, it would fail to improve the lives of a substantial number of Black working people.
Fuck you, first of all. Again,
Everybody goes to government to beg for money. How much money has Elon Musk? How much money has Elon Musk got from the government to do all of the shit that he does with Tesla? And he's about to get a whole nother check. So can we not pretend like white people don't have government? Fucking Amazon has government contracts. Quit fucking with me. Quit playing me. I'm not stupid. I'm Black, but I'm not stupid.
How the fuck are you gonna try to shame people? He sounds like a fucking hotep. Quit begging a white man. Quit begging a white man for that money. You know what I mean?
Being American.
This motherfucker skipped over being a leftist and became a hotep.
Yeah.
I guess is why he looks like J. Cole's little brother. God damn. What you got, bud? God damn.
But the thing is that he was just telling us that the better idea is to go with the, with the government, essentially. Like, instead of just, Black capitalism, go with the government. Now that we like motherfuckers were trying to get resources from the government because it's Nixon, he's gonna demonize that whole thing like it's like a stupid idea. But motherfucker, that's what you want motherfuckers to do. So I don't know. Like
that's what everybody else does.
Yeah, they play this hypocritical game with us, and I'm tired of it.
Government's so terrible, but they want that UBI.
Yeah,
but you know the wild shit is Nixon was our last progressive president. He got the EPA under him, all this other shit under him. You know what I mean? He got all this progressive shit under Nixon that everybody's been clawing back since then. And we're the only ones that ain't supposed to get progressive shit from an asshole? Fuck out of here.
Well, remember, we was the only ones who wasn't supposed to go to Trump when he was in office and ask for shit, even though everybody else got shit. Latinos got an Empowerment Act, Asians got an Empowerment Act, and Negroes got speeches talking about how we're not going to make deals with the devil. We done had every president we've ever had has been an anti-Black racist, including fucking Barack Obama. So I need y'all to quit playing with me like we haven't been having to make deals with racists the entire time we've been in this country to do anything. Period.
Yeah, this shit is crazy. God damn, this dude is a straight up and down racist. He's a beige racist. What the fuck, man? Everybody's good there. I'm sorry, Sam. I just had to stop that. I'm sorry. Yes, John's up. I had to stop that begging shit. Fuck him. I don't do the violent shit.
Nah,
go ahead, John.
Don't even do it. Don't even do it to him. Let J. Cole, little bastard brother, just do his thing. Let him just stay over here. But this motherfucker, basically, when he talking about Richard Nixon and shit, and I don't fuck with Richard Nixon. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta say it's the '70s, motherfucker. We just came out civil rights, the Vietnam War. It's a different. When you get in affirmative action, so you know what I mean, and you got it's about Black self-empowerment. You know what I mean? This is the old way that we used to think and shit like that. So why wouldn't it be? Feel me? Like James Brown is going to Richard Nixon on some Black bootstrap shit. But he's still trying to get, you feel me, government grants and protections and shit like that, though. You know what I mean? Even though this is a Republican, but it's still wealth redistribution and shit like that. Nixon ain't do it because Nixon is a fucking racist. Just like all the other presidents, like Sam said, he's a racist. But like he's trying to act like motherfucking like asking for then like it don't matter who in office. Like you think guess who granted 3 million Latinos amnesty? Ronald Reagan. They're one of the most racist presidents and vile evil people on this fucking planet. Ronald Reagan gave like millions of Latino illegal immigrants amnesty. And you think they wasn't going to fucking meet with Ronald Reagan, even though Ronald Reagan don't even probably like the motherfuckers? Like, that's the game we gotta play. I agree with what y'all said, man. And Beige J. Cole, little brother, he what game he playing. These arguments is
the beige hotep, yeah.
We're just the only people who are supposed to always be moral when we are surrounded by immoral people. Like, no, we're gonna start playing how you play. Like shit, when I was a kid, my dad got me a shirt that said, if I can't win, I don't want to play. I'm gonna play like you dirty motherfuckers. Why am I out here playing with a whole different set of rules when y'all is the Antichrist? Like y'all are evil. So why should we be out here being all moral and sitting here praying to Jesus and praying for your soul? Fuck your soul. I hope you burn in hell. For real. Fuck you.
I mean, to your
I hope
point,
you're burning your house. Fuck him.
Telling you shit.
I mean, to your point, like they spend all their time trying to like woo over all these like racist working class voters, white working class voters, and then like we're not supposed to like deal with any of these people in power that might be conservative or whatever. But the reality is that a lot of these conservative presidents, they actually have the flexibility to do progressive shit, unlike the people that are supposed to be progressive. For some reason, it always works like that. Like if we think about these motherfuckers, like Reagan, like John was saying, also did reparations for the Japanese. Like if we think about Lyndon Baines Johnson, like I mean, we don't think of him as a fucking leftist.
And he was a racist, a real racist. I call you nigga to your face racist.
Give me my donut, nigga. Give me my donut, nigga. Belly. I ain't calling you belly, nigga. He was bugging. But he's like, I'm gonna sign that Civil Rights Act, though. That shit crazy.
Exactly. It wasn't fucking John Kennedy that did that shit. So like we gotta honestly we gotta stop playing this game where we can't negotiate with the bad guys. We negotiate with everybody.
Yeah, I think we did it. We went a long way to, and Ice Cube played a role in this to break people of that habit to think that we can't play ball like everybody else. You know, everybody wants to play Lucy with the football with us, but we like fuck you. We go get somebody else in place to hold the kicker, hold the damn ball so we can kick. Fuck you.
Listening to Reset Race, you're now tuned in to Reset Race. You're listening to Reset Race, you're now tuned in to Reset Race. What? Put them back on the grill again. We grilling them, put them back on the grill again. We grilling them, put them back on the grill again. We grilling them, back on the grill again. We grilling them, You're listening to Reset Race. ADOS need reparations to make America great. You're tuned in to Reset Race. We no longer starving while others eat off our plate. No. You're listening to Reset Race. We focused on our justice claim. We know what is at stake. You're tuned in to Reset Race. You'll find out who really about justice and really who fake. Lineage go back to U.S. Southern plantations. Lineage, Jim Crow and mass incarceration. Redlining lynchings. We are old from this nation. You're not about justice if you ain't for reparations. MG the wise one, cousin mother intellectual. Samantha bringing fire, anti-black. We pressing you. No permanent friends and no permanent enemies. The backbone of the country to win. You need our energy. You gon' see. Listening to Reset Race. You now tuned in to Reset Race. You're listening to Reset Race. You're now tuned in to Reset Race. Put them back on the grill again. We grilling them. Put them back on the grill again. We grilling them. Put them back on the grill again. We grilling them. Back on the grill again. We grilling them. You're listening to Reset Race. ADOS need reparations to make America great. You're tuned in to Reset Race. We no longer starving while others eat off our plate. No. You're listening to Reset Race. We focused on our justice claim. We know what is at stake. You're tuned in to Reset Race. You'll find out who really about justice and really who fake.
Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
At the very give the Negro any land. Through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.